So sometimes I hear people say life is so hard, life is so difficult, life is so complex, and you begin to wonder, is life that difficult? Like, is life that complex? Well, I can't really say if life is so complex or if life is so difficult, because it has to do with our perception about things. So your perspective about a particular thing will tell how you are going to see that thing or what you're going to say about that particular thing. So what is your perspective about life? And our perception or perspective about things have to do with how we think about those things. And one thing that triggers your thoughts or how you feel about something, how you perceive something, how you see something, or what you can say about that particular thing is what you know about that thing. Your knowledge about that particular thing shapes your perception or your perspective about that thing. So now the question is, what is your knowledge about life? You cannot really get like the holistic knowledge of life, because life is so broad, wide. But to some extent, there are some things you should know about life that will actually shape your perception or your perspective about it. And then even when you are going through some kind of challenges, you know that it's normal. You know, some of these things are inevitable because it is life and you will see them just like normal occurrences of life. So that being said, in today's video I want to share some things that we should know about life, and then it will actually help us in our perception or our perspective about life, so that we will not go about thinking life is so hard, life is so difficult, life is so complex. No, because the more you see life as being complex, as being difficult, as being so hard, that is the more it's going to be to you. And anything that you are seeing as so hard will not get any better until you have a rethink, or until you have another perception or perspective about that thing before you are going to see changes. So what are these things to note? I just want to share just 3 in this video. 1, God, being the originator of life, actually created this world with principles. God created the world with principles so that everyone that applies those principles will get same results. So, for instance, if you have a farmland and you cultivate a crop in that land, it is normal, like it is natural. The plant will definitely grow. That crop that you have cultivated on that land will definitely grow. It's more like a normal, natural law. Like we have the law of gravity, the law of karma, and every other natural law. So there are principles that once you follow them, you are going to have same results. As a student, if you read for an examination, if you are prepared for that examination, you are sure to pass that examination. It's just a natural law or a principle. So when you follow these principles, they are going to give you the same result. So sometimes instead of complaining, this thing is so difficult, go for the principle. Ask questions. People that have gone through that road before, you know from them, what did you do? How did you do it? Check if there is a principle that you need to follow, and follow it. Then you see if you won't get same result, instead of just sitting down and complaining. So the world is being guided by principles, irrespective of where you are from. In as much as you follow those principles, you are sure to get same results. So that is how God created the world, guided by principles. Follow principles and you are sure to get same result. What else? Don't sit back. Don't sit back. Whatever you are doing, get better at it. Because if you sit back, people behind will overtake you. Life is not a competition. Yes, it is not a competition, but you shouldn't remain where you are. You should get better every single day. Don't sit back and say it doesn't matter, and you begin to wonder, why am I stagnant? Is something wrong with me? Do I have a spiritual problem? You just think it's normal. Don't relent in whatever you're doing. Get better every day. Get better every day. Don't sit back. Because when you sit back, that is when sometimes you begin to think, this life is so hard. What have you tried so far? Don't sit back. Try. Even if you're trying it's not working, try more. That is what we do every day. Any day you wake up in the morning, you try. You try, you try, you try, and you try again. That is what we do. We try every day so we can get better. Every single day. Then what else? Never underestimate the favor of man. So the heavens belongs to God, but the earth has been given to the Son of Man. So you cannot underestimate the favor of men. In as much as you are on planet Earth, you need the help of man. So yes, God will help you, but God will not come from heaven to help you. God will use man to help you. God used men to raise men. So you need the favor of men to be able to rule in the affairs of men. Do not underestimate the favor or the need of a man. When I say man, I'm not saying just the male figure. I'm saying both the male and the female figure. They fall in the category of man. When we engage in different activities, when we interact with people, when we wake up in the morning, we should have this in mind. Life is not so hard. It all depends on our perspective about it, our perception about it. Know these principles, apply these principles, so you can get same result. And don't sit back. Always long for more. Be proactive. Always think of how can I get better? How can I get better? How can I get better? Then you need men. You need men. Man is not an isolated being. He wasn't created as an isolated being at all. So you being in isolation is just an indication that you don't want so much out of life. And if you don't want so much out of life, life will not give you. Life will not give you. Because whatever you want out of life, that is what life gives you. If you want it and then you go for it, so you don't only want it, but you go for it. When you go for it, that is when life will actually give you that. Based on how serious you are about getting that particular thing. So life is not so complex. Life is not so hard. Life is not so difficult. But we just have to change our perception and change our perspective about life by knowing some things that are actually necessary for us to know, to enable us to get better at whatever we do. So this is what I want to share with us on today's edition of Real Life with Lady J. This is Real Life with Lady J, where we discuss life realities. We talk about things that have to do with our everyday living. We discuss life so we can understand life, love life, and live life. Thank you so much, my subscribers. Thank you if you're a returning subscriber. Thank you for always watching. Thank you. If you're yet to subscribe, please don't forget to tap on that red subscribe button and have a very, very wonderful week. God bless you.